Genesis. God created everything, including man. That's Adam and Eve. Then they sinned against God by eating the fruit from the tree that they had been forbidden to eat. And thus they sinned. They got Cain and Abel, but Cain killed Abel. Then generations after him were named. They fathered this, and some died. Fathered this, and then died. Then Noah comes to the scene, and the ark is built. Then there's people who will be saved. That's his family, his wife, and children and their wives. There was floods. Then there was a rainbow to promise that God will never destroy the earth by water again. Then Noah had a vineyard. He drank too much. His sons saw him naked. And then the Tower of Babel story comes here, where they were trying to build a building to reach the heavens, but they didn't because God divided them by languages. Focus moves from Noah to Abram. Abram is called to go to his country, and Abram and Sarai go to Egypt. Sarah, who is purported to be his sister but is his wife. Then Abram lets go of Lot because there's so many people. Lot goes into captivity, but Abram is going to save them. So that's how it goes for Abram. His kinsman is saved and he's blessed by Melchizedek. Abraham fathers Ishmael through his wife's maidservant, and they are promised a son through Sarai. Abraham and Sarai become Abraham and Sarai. 3 men visit them to tell them of their coming son. Sarah laughed about that, and Abraham intercedes for Sodom, which was to be destroyed. Lot's daughters take matters into their hands when they leave that place which was destroyed by the Lord. Then they get children by their father. Back to Abraham and Sarah. Sarah gets a child, although they're still lying that Sarai is his sister. Abraham says that to Abimelech. Abimelech then asks for a treaty with him. Then Abraham is told to sacrifice his son, which he does, but the Lord provided. Abraham's wife Sarah dies sometime later. And then Abraham sends his servant to get his son Isaac a wife. And Rebecca is gotten. So Isaac marries Rebecca. Abraham is buried next to the wife. When he dies, Isaac bears twins, Jacob and Esau. And then history repeats itself. Yes. That is Isaac lying that Rebecca is his sister, yet he is his wife. Then Esau gets married and he gets his number of children. Then we move from Isaac right away into Jacob's story. Jacob, who gave Esau's blessing to Isaac. Jacob dreams and he gets wives from Laban, his uncle. They get children by Leah. And then Rachel cannot bear kids, and she complains that she cannot bear kids. And then there are issues with land with the brothers. So Jacob is trying to make peace with Laban. He's making peace with his brother. Then Dinah is raped, and then there's this chaotic thing where the brothers kill those men after circumcision. At this point, Jacob is renamed as Israel. Then his wife Rachel dies when giving birth to Benjamin. His son Reuben lies with his wife. It's just so much drama. Then sadly, Jacob's father Isaac dies, and then he's buried, and his brother's family is listed, and so gone. So the story moves from Jacob to Joseph, who is a dreamer like his father. He dreamed that his brothers and parents would bow down before him, so the brothers decided they would sell him to the Egyptians. He was sold and he went there. So featuring from here will be Joseph's story, but the truth is Judah is the person that we should look out for. His story is in one chapter, chapter 38, which is quite everything about him, almost everything though. More is mentioned about him. So Joseph is there in Egypt. He becomes so successful in many things because God was with him. Of course, he interprets dreams and goes back to where he was in the palace, and there he is able to help generations live and survive a famine. This including his own family who came from Canaan to Egypt so that they would get food. And they settled in Goshen when Jacob and the whole family, 70 in total, came to Egypt. And so now that they're in Goshen, they're living there with God's favor, they're multiplying. Sadly, Jacob dies, but he beseeches them to make sure that he's buried with his fathers. Then the same thing with Joseph. He also requested that his bones be buried in their land. So we end on a sad note of death, but we are hoping to move on to some great news where people move from Egypt to the promised land. And so that's how we will land in Exodus. See you.